Hey everybody, it's Avatan and Hybrid back again for another sick podcast. This time we're going to talk about a new game coming out called Marvel Rivals.
Yeah.
All right. Marvel Rivals, what it actually is a PvP shooter that I do not know much about, but luckily Hybrid does. Hybrid, why don't you tell us a little bit about this game?
Oh, I do. I know a lot about
Well, you've been playing it,
it. Yeah.
all right. Marvel Rivals, what it actually is a PvP shooter that I do not know much about, but luckily Hybrid does. Hybrid, why don't you tell us a little bit about this game?
Oh, I do. I know a lot about
Well, you've been playing it,
it. No, it's a it's a hero shooter. Probably it's going to be most compared to Overwatch. Some people definitely want it to be the Overwatch killer.
Overwatch Killer. Interesting.
Yes, Blizzard has not handled the Overwatch property very well, and I don't know if you know any of this, but they kind of screwed over their gamers slash consumers maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago by announcing Overwatch 2. And it was going to be this big deal with a PvE mode and hero talents and trees. And it was supposed to be this super great game. And then they took it from a 6v6 format to a 5 versus 5 format.
It's
And
the
then
same
they
game.
never, yeah, but they never delivered any of the PvE material.
It's classic
So,
Blizzard, man.
right. So they reneged on the whole thing. And that made a lot of Overwatch players upset, obviously.
Yeah.
A lot of Overwatch players preferred the 6v6 format, and a lot of players preferred things the way they were before. They changed it, promised it would be better, and it wasn't better. So a lot of people have been rooting on a game to beat Overwatch. Now, I think Marvel Rivals will be a big competitor. After playing the beta, I don't know if it's an Overwatch killer yet at this point, but it is a good game. I I definitely think it may be the Battlefield to Call of Duty,
Yeah.
if that makes any sense, where Call of Duty always sold more than Battlefield,
But
but
two
Battlefield did well,
and two
right?
games can coexist. Don't get me
Right.
wrong. I mean, Final Fantasy
And
and
I agree.
World of Warcraft have done it for years. One is World of Warcraft's always been bigger, but the Final Fantasy's never going away. I definitely see a little bit of that here.
Right. And having played both, having played Overwatch extensively, I actually don't see Marvel Rivals as a copy of Overwatch. I know some people do. I definitely there's obviously going to be similarities. They're both hero shooters.
Yeah,
But Rivals stands alone. Even in beta, it stands alone. I think Overwatch does some things better. That may annoy some people. Um, but I think Rivals it has some work. The sound queuing for the ultimates is a little off. Some of them are super loud. Some of them are quiet. In these type of games, um, the sound cues are super important. So them not working or them being too quiet, or it affects gameplay. You're supposed
yeah.
to know when the characters are doing their ultimate, so you can evade them. Some of them, as you've seen
Prepare
when you're
for it,
watching me
right?
play, are
Yeah,
team killing. So if they make zero noise, how are you supposed to stop your whole team from dying?
no,
um,
exactly.
but all in all, I would say Marvel's Rivals is a good game. I'd rate it a B at the moment.
Yeah. So, what
Wait,
kind of characters are we talking about that are going to be in this game?
so far, I would say there's probably about 20.
Okay.
Um, there's some pretty popular characters. Your Doctor Strange, your Venom, your Spider Man, your Storm, Magneto. those are all pretty popular characters. The Punisher's in there.
Got some Guardians.
Yeah, they got some Guardians. Groot's in there. Rocket is in there. Star-Lord's actually in there as well. I think the biggest mindfuck in Marvel Rivals is some of the characters don't translate in the game to what you would expect them to do from what you have in your mind of the character or their Marvel, was it Alliance counterpart,
Yeah.
which was a great game. Doctor Strange being a tank is kind of weird. Um, in Alliance, he was a DPS.
Yeah, it seems
He,
it seems like they've aligned a lot of the characters in kind of a weird way, which could be good though. I mean, it gives you a different take on them.
yeah. Uh, I just never. If you would have told me Doctor Strange is a tank, I would be like, I don't get it. Um, he definitely seems more of a DPS or a support to me, but he's a tank in the game, and that's an interesting take on that character. Magneto being a tank is actually something I could see. He has a lot of shields. In lots of video games, he has a lot of
Yeah. I
shields.
mean, he could just bring a tank with him if he wants. You know.
Right? He can levitate an actual thing.
Yeah.
Um, I would definitely like to see um more X-Men in there. They have Magneto, Storm, as far as I remember. I would like to see more X-Men. Captain America isn't in the game, surprisingly.
Yeah. I mean, they
Oh,
got to
I'm
save
hoping
some of
he's
the
coming.
gems for later, though.
Right, right.
Now I heard earlier I was watching you and our friend Cardosa play, and I saw some unique synergies in the game. Now, um, you were playing as Groot, and he was playing as Rocket, and why don't you tell why don't you tell everybody what you guys were doing?
Well, basically, he was my pocket healer on my back.
So he's just riding on your back the entire time.
Yeah, the synergies are pretty cool from a design point of view. I
They're
wonder how they're gonna do in practice because some characters feel unplayable without the synergy.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is it practical to play either one without each other?
Some characters feel fine without the synergy. Other characters, it feels like the character's balanced around the synergy. So when you don't have the synergy, you feel weak.
Yeah,
It's kind of like a character and while being balanced around bloodlust. And then if there's no bloodlust in the group, the character is screwed. They're not as good.
yeah.
Or PI, for example. So, Groot without Rocket on your back is, I feel like he's a C as a tank.
Yeah.
With Rocket on your back, you become a B.
Now,
And that's only one category difference, but it's a big difference to
now,
me.
do you think that's the same kind of upgrade for Rocket as well? Like, is Rocket playable without Groot? And is he
Rocket's
better
more,
with Groot?
I think Rocket is the same either way, more so.
Okay.
It's Groot that benefits the most from that synergy.
Yeah, it kind of seemed like
Having
Rocket
your
was kind of like a
healer,
heel turret. So,
right, having your healer on your back as a tank is going to benefit the tank more than the healer.
oh
Because
yeah,
Rocket doesn't have to be on your back to heal you, but he's going to heal you first if he's on your back. So some of the synergies are not as big as an impact as that. Some are you get an extra ability that you can do. Sometimes the ability strong. Magneto's ability he does with Scarlet Witch is pretty strong. He gets a magnetic sword that he can swing, and it's it should just be a baseline ability. That's how good it is.
oh, yeah. I
Without that,
mean,
without a Scarlet Witch on your team and you play Magneto, you're down. Your
significantly.
biggest. You're down your biggest DPS ability.
Yeah.
So the game is gonna be. I can see it now. There's gonna be lots of arguments, lots of trolling, lots of issues. Um, because you're gonna want the most synergized team as possible. You're
Hmm.
gonna want to get the amount of characters that communicate and have their ultimates and even non in game synergies, even just um because Overwatch has synergies too, just not in the same way. Some characters just work good together. Example, a character that can vacuum everybody into a certain point, and another character that can nuke in a certain point. Those characters would have a synergy. Not in the way Marvel describes synergies, but that would be a synergy, right?
Yeah.
So you would want those on your team on top of characters who have Marvel's definition of a synergy, where they do a combo move or they have an ability that they work off each other.
Yeah, there's actually, I'm looking at it right now. There's actually looks like nine stated teams they call it. So these synergy teams, there's nine different combinations. It actually looks really cool. Like they all kind of make sense. It does look like Rocket Raccoon can actually go on top of Punisher.
Oh, I know that'd be
So,
cool.
well, that's one of the synergies. So it's called This is the Ammo Overload, which is Punisher and Rocket.
He
So,
doesn't go on top of Punisher. He drops something on the ground,
oh, I gotcha, I
and then
gotcha.
Punisher uses that for unlimited ammo.
Yeah, they got some good ones here. And they have this one's called Ragnarok Rebirth, which is Loki and Hela.
I actually don't think I've seen that one.
Yeah, yeah, there's a lot. I mean they're showing nine different ones here. Um, Gamma Charge. This one's a three. So apparently Iron Man, uh, the Incredible Hulk, and Doctor Strange have a synergy called Gamma Charge.
That sounds pretty cool. I have to look that one up.
Yeah.
Have you played Marvel Ultimate Alliance?
I did play the first and second one. I was extremely addicted to the first one back on the Xbox 360. It's going back a while.
That game had synergies as well.
Yeah, dude, that game was. I think I leveled every single character to max. I'm still pretty sure my favorite character was Deadpool. Deadpool was amazing in that game.
um, but yeah, some of the synergies in that game um, were really good as well. I'm hoping they translate a couple of those over. I don't know if they were made. I don't know if they're able to, but the whole Iron Man off of Captain America's shield was pretty good. Um, the Thor off of Captain America's shield. Some characters are just really good at synergizing.
Yeah,
Um, I think there was one for like Iron Man into Black Panther's suit, and then he like overloads it or something.
yeah,
So I'm hoping to see a lot of that in the future.
yeah.
Overall,
That'd
I
be
think
definitely
it's
cool.
yeah. Overall, I think it's a good game. I think it's gonna have its own lane, and it being a Marvel thing, there are gonna be people that want to play it who have never even touched Overwatch.
Yeah,
So, we saw the same thing you know, with Star Wars games. People will play it that aren't necessarily gamers.
yeah. Yeah.
So,
A lot of times you
if,
play what your friends are playing too. So,
right, right.
all right. So
But
now,
all, I'm looking forward to it.
yeah, and it's
What are you gonna
looking
say?
like this game is set to release the first or second quarter of 2025. So we still got a little ways away until it actually comes out. But I haven't played the beta, but it looks great from what I've seen of you playing it. It looks like a lot of fun. The destructive environment is really kind of cool. Looks like you can actually get damaged by it. Um,
Yeah, and that's new for a hero shooter, destructible environment.
yeah,
I haven't played one with destructible environment personally.
yeah. I mean, this is definitely the kind of shooter that appeals to me, and I think it'll be a good buy once it actually is time to be able to do so.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, everybody. Well, that's our review. A quick review of Marvel Rivals. Like I said, it's going to be coming out a lot of months from now, but the
Yeah,
anticipation is there.
it's not as far away as you think.
Yeah. Uh, Shout out to Britney Spears. And we out.
Yeah.